Glad to be with you on News Across Nigeria. This is the show where we tell you what's happening and we show you as well across the 36 states of the Federation and the 6 geopolitical zones. Speaking of which, in the Northeast, which is where we'll begin today, we express our condolences to those who've been affected by the recent bombings there in Yobe State, the Damaturu, Yobe State capital, in Borno State, Maiduguri, also there where bombings have taken place. A soldier is said to have been killed in Borno in the blast which occurred at the checkpoint of the airport junction, while a female passerby was injured. A spokesperson of the 7th Division of the Nigerian Army in Maiduguri, Colonel Tukor Gusau, confirmed that one Air Force officer was killed in that incident. It was gathered that the supposed suicide bomber and his accomplice were blown up in the attack. Suicide bombing was last experienced in Maiduguri on the 31st of last month in a vegetable market. Earlier, our correspondent in Maiduguri gave us an update on the situation there.
Just about 10 p.m. last night, 2 men approached military checkpoints around Airport Junction in Maiduguri town. And you know, there's an existing curfew in Maiduguri which starts from 9:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. So the soldiers, one of them approached the men and stopped them for interrogation. And civilian GTF who took part in the clearing of the debris this morning told us a female passerby was also stopped for questioning. But luckily she didn't get killed, or she's injured and in a hospital right now. And in the area too this morning, normal activities have returned and people are going about their normal business. There's always been this this fear of suicide bombing, and just like I said, they are unconventional. They are either attacking in the early hours of the morning or in broad daylight in marketplaces. And then just last night, you know, that was the first time, you know, we're experiencing this kind of attack after curfew hours, because there's an existing curfew in Maiduguri which starts from 9:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. So naturally, the soldier manning the area where those men attacked yesterday, you know, he stops them for interrogation and then they build themselves up. So the thing is, you know, no one knows. They are not conventional in their attacks, actually.
Once again, our condolences to those directly and indirectly affected by that tragic incident. Meanwhile, the Yobe State Governor, Ibrahim Gaidam, has sent his condolences as well to the families of those affected in yesterday's blast in Damaturu. A statement issued by his Director of Press, Malam Abdullahi Bego, reads, Governor Gaidam mourns with the families of victims of these callous, senseless and condemnable acts. End of quote. The governor has directed that all injured victims be given quick and free treatment at the Sani Abacha Specialist Hospital, where they've been taken to for medical care. The statement also urges people across the state to continue in the traditions of vigilance, prayers and support for security agencies as they push with their efforts to rid the state of violence that has caused so much pain and death. Let's visit with the northwest of that same region, Kaduna State now. Reactions have continued to greet the state government's decision to reclaim all its land illegally encroached upon. While residents of Maiduguri Road, whose houses and shops were marked for demolition, have vacated their shops following the expiration of the 2 weeks eviction notice issued to them by the state government. They say the action has rendered them homeless as they have no other means of livelihood.
This is Maiduguri Road in Kaduna Metropolis. The shops are deserted by their owners, who would rather dismantle the structures than wait for the government's bulldozers. Their action follows an eviction notice signed by the Kaduna North Local Government Authority. The traders and artisans say they've been thrown into a state of despair since they received the August 5th notice.
The government is also crying that there are no funds for development. So we expect that we all will work hand in hand. While they are trying to get money for their development, they should also create a palliative measure for us before this kind of demolition. Now they can see the effect the shops now where you are supposed to rent a shop for 30,000 is now almost 150,000. And that is even if you see. So please, we are appealing to the government to give us more time so that people can gradually, it's not easy to relocate. People can gradually find places.
The problem we are facing now is the security implication of the area. Most of the wall that has been demolished, all these criminals and drug addicts enter to the school, do whatever they want to do. So let the governor come so that they will start erecting the wall and do whatever they want to do. Is it either landscaping or whatever?
But the officials insist the shops were illegally erected on government property and they must go. It gets worse. These buildings housing private offices and hotels along the popular Constitution Road are also marked for demolition. The owners have already taken the matter to court, arguing that it's illegal to demolish any building with a certificate of occupancy. The opposition party also thinks the government has let the people down.
If I buy a land from you, you cannot come and destroy it from me. And the issue of giving land, it is government that give land to people in a government property, and government give me that property to develop. It is not an illegal property that I acquire. People have gone into develop quarters, houses, duplexes there. The wise thinking is that compensate them, convert those buildings to hostels, convert them to staff quarters, and begin to generate revenue there instead of going there to make double destruction.
It's not clear how many people will be affected. However, the Kaduna State government says those with genuine documents will be compensated, while those who cannot prove proper ownership will lose their structures.
The recovery of land in Kaduna State has nothing to do with political persecution. It has nothing to do with witch hunting anybody. It has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with ethnicity. It has nothing to do with color, height, or size of an individual. All that we are trying to do is to ensure that lands belonging to the people of Kaduna State are restored back to the owners.
Over 90 buildings have already been pulled down by the State Urban Development Agency in Zaria. The government says it has its own use for the land in question, and that's to build more schools.
In furtherance of our keeping an eye on this story for you, which we have been doing, we'll be speaking with a spokesman to the Kaduna State Governor, Mr. Samuel Aruwan, on this issue. When we come back, please stay with us.